So guys, the first comment here, which I pinned to the top, it says, brother, and this is from Andrew Hewitt production, right? So it says, brother, I think we forget what a soldier is. It's like you want a soldier to be a caregiver. Then what kind of soldier we are going to have? Toy soldier, cut it out, brother. Stop supporting ignorance.
But you have to say for yourself.
What's for dinner? What's going on here? What's that stink?
What's this for?
What time is it? What's that?
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, Watson's World. Hey people, I want to address a previous video that I uploaded entitled JDF versus Defenseless Woman. I got a lot of comments on that video disagreeing with me. And this is what this platform is all about. It's about me expressing my opinions based on my moral perspectives on things. And also, my perspectives are usually aligned with the law, right? I respect everybody's opinion, but I also want to dissect the video for you guys, for you to understand where I'm coming from. In no way am I promoting any kind of disrespect or disregard from the public, right? As it relates to members of the security forces, I do not encourage any kind of violence at all, right? Whether it comes from the security forces or it comes from the public. I believe that it's important that the public respect our security forces and the job that they have to do. I do not want people to take my commentary out of context, guys. I am very passionate about justice. I'm very passionate about law and order. And I think that has come out in many of my videos. My commentaries is not to make the JDF look bad or the members of the JDF look bad. My commentary is really about Jamaica stepping away from this endless cycle of violence where we want to use violence to resolve everything. That is where I'm coming from, guys. I would want to see our security forces being strategic in their approach. I'd want them to practice proper judgment. I'd want them to build a good relationship with the Jamaican people, as aggressive as the Jamaican people are. I believe that we can build trust. I believe that we can convince people to move away from this confrontational and this violent mentality that I'm seeing there in Jamaica, right? So I'm going to address just a couple of the comments here so that you guys can have a better perspective on my views. And I want to dissect the video a little bit more, right? And then, of course, you know, I encourage your comments just the same. So, guys, the first comment here, which I pinned to the top, it says, brother, and this is from Andrew Hewitt production, right? So it says, brother, I think we forget what a soldier is. It's like you want a soldier to be a caregiver. Then what kind of soldier we are going to have? Toy soldier, cut it out, brother. Stop supporting ignorance. Now, guys, I do not believe anything I said in my commentary in that video, right, is from a place of ignorance. I make my commentaries based on the fact that I was a member of the security forces there, and I had found myself in very similar situations. I was a sector commander in the zone of special operations, right? So my commentary is from a place of experience. That's the first thing. And it's also from a perspective of the legality and just the justification of the soldiers' action. Now, whether we like it or want it, soldiers are automatic caregivers. If we think about the fact that a soldier's mandate or the mandate of the military is to protect a sovereign state from outside hostile forces, right? And of course, in many of those cases, a lot of our laws do not apply. However, when you take the military and put them in the same position as the police, especially within the zones of special operations, which gives soldiers the same powers as police officers, then the same international laws governing human rights also applies, right? So the soldiers in this case, they're not just soldiers. They're no like police officers because they're given the powers of police officers under the Zozo Act, the act which established the zones of special operations, right? Make soldiers police officers, right? And that is what I want you guys to keep in mind here. In any case, though, guys, soldiers are expected to act within the law, right? They're expected to protect our people. They're not expected to treat our own people like dogs or criminals, and treat everybody like criminals, right? They're not expected to assault people without reasonable cause. I understand what you guys are saying, but I cannot agree with a lot of the comments. And that's okay. We can agree to disagree. All right, so let us look at another comment here. To be honest, there have been many people attacking our soldiers and threatening them, and a soldier isn't supposed to be soft or should be attacked or threatened in any way. He might have overdone it, but there must have been some sort of instigation. All right. Now, we have to be careful when we are now using other situations to justify another situation that the two situations are maybe mutually exclusive, right? It does not mean that because somebody beat up my family member, right, it is going to give me the right to go over and to somehow go to that person's place and attack them and beat them up. I would still be breaching the law, right? So I think that each situation should be examined based on its own merit. So for example, the situation with a soldier that was spat upon by a civilian, that situation should be dealt with accordingly. If the civilian was wrong, then and the civilian broke the law and assaulted the soldier, then the civilian should be arrested and dealt with accordingly. Now remember, the soldiers and police officers in Jamaica are not judge, jury, and executioners. Next comment here, guys, is this person says, Echo Smith says, Watson, who knows if she's pregnant? Please think about this. Who sent her out there to draw out these soldiers? You live overseas. Do you think a civilian could be up in any law enforcement officer's face like that? You can feel sorry for her. All right. So it has been confirmed that she's pregnant. But even if she was not pregnant, it did not give the soldier any right to assault this woman. And we're going to dissect the video, and I'm going to explain why it was illegal for this soldier to do what he did. All right. The next thing I want to address is when you said that you live overseas, do you think civilian could be up in any law enforcement officer's face? Yes, I've seen it all the time here in Canada. We live in a first world country. I've seen it in the States. People will always be people. That's how people are, especially in Canada. I've seen many cases where police officers have maintained their composure even in these circumstances. If it's a situation where you're making an arrest and somebody is resisting arrest, I can understand you taking the necessary action to arrest those persons. So another comment here, guys, from Flex D. This is the last comment I'm going to be reading to you guys. Utter rubbish. You never do self-defense training, obviously. That's one of the first things I did. It's called defensive tactic. So yes, I learned self-defense. Once you exceed arm's length, you are considered a threat. So me not understand your commentary. That is not true. That is not true. That once you reach arm's length, you are considered a threat. Police officers and soldiers will have to interact with the public on a regular basis. And of course, because of that, many times we find ourselves at arm's length from individuals. And it doesn't mean that every time somebody is at arm's length, it means that that person is a threat. So I don't know where you get this from, but this is not correct, right? Each situation has to be given credit based on what the circumstances are. So we're going to go to that video right now. They're trying to secure this area. Let me get my pen here. Okay, this area. So they're creating a perimeter here. So apparently they want civilians to stay away from whatever is going on over here, right? Which is why you have one soldier here, and I guess you probably have more soldiers over there. All right? Okay. All right, now look at this soldier's stance, right? I want you to take a look at this soldier's stance right here. This is his left foot right here, right? Look at the distance between them, right? I know it's hard to tell because it's a camera and we are not able to see all angles, right? But obviously there is a little bit of distance here, right? When I watched the video, I realized that this woman somehow was saying something to the soldier, and of course the soldier probably was telling her to back away. All right, so let us play the video here. Steps forward. So this soldier actually stepped forward, and now this woman, you're going to notice that she stepped backward, right? Which means that she's not a threat. She's backing away. But of course, she's still communicating with him. She is backing away. The soldier could clearly see her two hands. If you look at this situation, the one hand is here, right? The soldier could clearly see that this woman is not a threat. Okay. So apparently he said something to her, right? She said something to him. See, she is saying something there to him. He has stepped forward here. She's saying there's communication going on here. So she said something immediately. She said something that he was not happy with, right? And what he did was to use his firearm to push her away. The woman, of course, came back, as pushed her away, and she moved forward. He pushed her away again, and I can understand him doing that, pushing away to get her out of his space. And of course, he held up his firearm, pointing it at her. But this is clearly assault. This woman was not being physical with the soldier. If we look at it, she was just saying something there. She had her hands behind her back. Obviously, we see that she had a phone. This is a phone in her hand, right? No, obviously this woman is also in the soldier's space, but his focus was not on her. And based on the focus here of the soldier, right, this woman could probably use something to damage the soldier while he's focusing here. So to me, what the soldier did makes no sense. Another thing is that if this woman was such a threat, then the other soldiers should have had his back. But everybody, they didn't think that this woman is a threat. Everybody was kind of secure in their area. They did not see this woman as a threat until the soldier actually became violent with her. Then other soldiers came over, and you notice one other soldier came over, and the other two soldiers were just walking like, oh, there's nothing much going on here. right? But guys, all I'm saying here is that soldiers are trained, especially, you know, the members of the JDF. They're trained to deal with these kinds of situations because they are told what their job is going to be in the zones of special operations. I totally understand the fact that so many Jamaicans are unruly, right? They're difficult to deal with. I totally understand that the security forces put their lives at risk every day going out there. But it's also about exercising proper judgment. When you are trained a particular way, you're trained to deal with situations like these on a regular basis. And you cannot take it up on yourself to treat people with disregard and to be violent with people for no reason. There is something that every member of the security force learn when they join the security force, when using force. There is an acronym called Plan JA, where the P stands for proportionality, or is the force that is being applied proportionate to the force that you're being met with. The L stands for legality. Was the force legal, right? And if we look at what assault is inflicting physical harm onto someone without self-defense. It's not like she was being physical with him and he needed to defend himself, right? The A stands for accountability. You must be held accountable for your actions. I mean, when your action is scrutinized, right? Can we truly say that it was necessary for you to carry out this action? So the N is necessity, right? And the J is for justification. Was your action justified, right? I don't remember what the A stands for, but you can look it up, right? It's very important, guys, that we understand that the security forces have a certain responsibility and they need to exercise proper judgment out there. So in no way, guys, am I promoting any disrespect towards the police force or the JDF. My take is that we need to end this perpetual cycle, right? This endless cycle of violence in Jamaica. This situation could have been dealt with differently by the soldier, right? I do not believe that this woman was a threat. Obviously, she wasn't a threat because all the other soldiers were just there, you know, like nothing important was happening, right? This was a confrontation between one soldier and a woman. And I felt like what happened, the woman said something that the soldier did not like and he got violent with her. That does not give you justification to be violent with anybody, no matter what power you have. All right. Anyway, guys, that's it. I know this is a long video, but I just wanted to dissect that a little more. You know, you can always give me a comment and tell me what you think about the situation. As per usual, you know, you can click on the subscription button, click on notification bell so that you will be alerted whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, my beautiful people, peace out. Yeah, man. All right.